Jace Lejeune from Gridiron Football here at Elite Camp, located at East Ascension Spartan Stadium. And besides me, on both sides of me, I got to talk to the two Team East MVPs of our Gridiron Football All-American Bowl game. I know, guys, y'all came up a touchdown short, but y'all are definitely dogs in that game. And we'd love for y'all to come back and just really showcase the talents y'all have to some of the younger generations. So I'm going to start with you, Diego, first. So we have Diego Spears from Dutchtown, and we have Braeden George from Episcopal. So Diego, what was it like just coming back and just really teaching some of the young guys a lot of things today?
It was definitely fun, remembering like how I went to camps when I was growing up to get better and like try to get a little bit more exposure. And I just like being able to get back to the sport that I love. Help teach some kids some pointers and all that, and help them get better.
And Braeden, I mean, you're no stranger to this. You actually performed in our Gridiron Football Elite Camp back at Rayville last year. So you're an elite performer from that camp, and obviously became an MVP for a bowl game. So what were your experiences like last year at Rayville, and it was like coming back to the Gridiron Football Camp, but this time on the other side of it?
My experience last year was great. There was a lot of good talent there and a lot of competition, but I was able to show out and just show people I can be one of the best, and I ended up getting one of the elite awards for that. And coming back this year and seeing all these kids out here trying to get exposure, trying to better themselves and show college coaches what they can do, it's kind of like surreal, because I was just in that spot a year ago. Now I'm over here signed to a college, watching kids in the position I was once in, trying to get exposure, trying to get to college. It's kind of crazy. And I like that I'm here to get these kids pointers and show them what it takes to be a D1 athlete.
Yeah, it's strange having the foot on the other, shoe on the other side of the foot, right? But we got to talk about the bowl game, because both of y'all were top performers from it, both MVPs on both sides of the ball. Diego, you had yourself a really good performance. We're actually going in the press box back and forth to see if you or Jalen Anderson, your teammate, was going to win MVP, but we decided to give it to you. But what are your thoughts on that bowl game and just that whole experience? Not, of course, winning MVP is the icing on the cake, but just that whole experience.
It was definitely like just the week leading up to it was a lot of fun, being able to meet a lot of new people, being able to make like new friendships. I still talk to some of the guys from the bowl game today, and just being able to have that one last high school football game before I go off to college. That was just give me another chance to really show out and perform.
How'd you thought you performed?
Thought I performed pretty good. I kicked it up during the second half. I wanted to do a little bit more, really make sure that I was like gonna get the MVP, but I think I had a pretty good game.
Braeden, I mean, you pretty much really carried the Team East offense on your shoulders. He had over 84 yards rushing and a touchdown, the only touchdown in the game for Team East. But you're coming off a MVP performance in the Red Stick Bowl as well. So what was it like to kind of string back-to-back type of performances like that?
It was interesting, because before that, the only really football experience I had was my last game of the season. I kind of like took a break, and then coming back, getting back in the groove of things, it was kind of tough. But I've been playing running back for 2 years, so I kind of got in the rhythm really quickly, understood the plays, understood where I needed to go. And after that, it's kind of like momentum from the Red Stick Bowl kind of carried over next week to the Gridiron game. I was back in shape, I was more experienced, I knew what was going on, and I was just ready to play.
What do you thought about the competition, the talent, and just that overall experience? I mean, I know, like I asked Diego, winning MVP is like the icing on the cake, right? But just what are your overall thoughts on that week?
It was a lot of fun. Probably the most fun I've ever had playing football besides from my school. Just meeting new people, competing at practice. The practices were long, but they weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be, even though we had to be up pretty early and we were out there all day. And, most of my memories are from, like, being in the hotel, chilling out with my guys. Me and Diego were in the same room, and we went from goofing around in the room to being some dogs on that football field the next night. It was kind of fun and just, a great experience overall.
It's really good to see a couple of Baton Rouge guys ball out. I know there are people from all over the country, including Canada, but it's good to see a couple of Baton Rouge local guys ball out in the bowl game. So speaking of college, right, let's talk about where y'all going now. So I know you signed with McNeese State, Diego. So tell me about that experience and why you decided to commit to the Cowboys.
I committed to the Cowboys because it's always been a dream to like go play football at the next level, no matter where. But McNeese was definitely one of the few on my top list. And when I went over to take a visit with them in Lake Charles, it felt like they really wanted me there. They showed me a lot of great hospitality and all that. And I felt like that I could bring something to the program that I didn't have before.
Absolutely, and on the other side of things, Braeden George, he's signed to play at the Naval Academy. It shows you what kind of student athlete he is, what kind of individual he is. So, Braeden, the whole experience, I know we followed your high school career a whole lot, but from the beginning, since you got first offered by Navy, what was it just about the Naval Academy that made you want to sign with them at the end?
The big thing is, what everybody's been telling me, it's not just a 4-year decision, it's a 40-year decision. You know, of course, I'm gonna be playing D1 football, getting good schooling, but going to the Naval Academy is probably gonna set me up for the rest of my life. I'm gonna have a career, I'm gonna have benefits, I'm gonna have things I can, build off of, and they're gonna give me discipline and consistency that I need to continue to be successful in my life. And it's more than just football. Football is great, but I'm not gonna be able to play football for the rest of my life. So, the biggest reason I chose to go there is because not only am I going to get to play good D1 football, play in the most watched college football game of the year, the first game last year of the season. And, besides that, I'm just set up for the rest of my life, good schooling, and just prestigious school to graduate from. I go to Episcopal right now. That's a pretty prestigious high school. You graduate from there. People say a lot about you. You graduate from the Naval Academy. Everybody says a lot about you.
Yeah, I got to call a lot of this guy's touchdowns over his high school career, so there are a lot of entertaining calls for sure. But to wrap it up, I know, Braeden, you just came short of being our Gridiron Football Player of the Year based on the fan votes. You finished third place. Just any thoughts about that? Just having a really good season and finishing top 5 and in the country as far as top performers.
It was cool, man. There's a lot of dogs on that list, and to be considered top 3 out of all of them, that's like an amazing award. There's a lot of people voting, a lot of different opinions, and a lot of good players on that list. And I don't know, just to be considered top 3, that says a lot about me, and it really, speaks to how good I've done and how far I've come.
And the last question, guys, so y'all play the Gridiron Football All-American game. So this is y'all recruiting pitch for upcoming seniors, why they should sign up and why they should come aboard. Obviously, you have to be good enough to play like y'all two guys were, but why should they participate in the Gridiron Football All-American game?
I think they just participate just to really get the experience. They got a lot of good coaches out here trying to show you how to get better. A lot of exposure to colleges. Especially everybody that's coming here is trying to go to the next level. So something that's really important. But really, mainly just the experience. Especially in the Gridiron Bowl game. It's just another game for you to have for your high school because you might be able to play at the next level, but nothing's gonna be like high school football. Man, the Friday nights, just being able to play one more time, especially. Even if it's not your boys, just some new people that you meet and build some new connections. That's mainly why I think I went to go play, and I think it was just a great time, whole experience.
And then for you, Braeden, why should players sign up and play in the All-American Bowl game at the end of the year?
Like Diego said, it's just another chance for exposure. If you want to play at the next level, you need to take every chance you could get to get yourself out there and show college coaches what you can do. And even if you aren't going to play at the next level, it's just another chance to play high school football. That's going to be some of the most fun football you play in your life ever, even if you're going to college. Nothing's going to be like high school football. And just having one last chance to play that is going to be special to you, and you're going to remember it for a long time.
Well, guys, y'all are more than welcome to come back for next year just to help out with the experience and everything, just kind of like today. Y'all are more than welcome to come back to the bowl game and help out. Invitations always open. So Braeden George, watch out for Braeden George. Next year playing college football at Navy, and then obviously Diego Spears playing football next year in the Southland Conference at McNeese State. 2 of our MVPs from our Gridiron Football All-American Bowl game. This is Jason Lejeune signing off from East Ascension High School, home of our 3rd Gridiron Football League camp.